What is up, guys? Today we're going to be working on the so this is a basically a detachable backrest for the 12 up night rod specials. This is actually, the company is this, it's Custom Dalavas, but they're located out of Brazil. I chose this because I like the fact that this is quickly attachable and detachable. That way I don't have this big old thing hanging off the back of the bike at all times, kind of like the factory one. But today we're actually going to do the full install. There's just not a whole lot to this thing. You've got kind of the luggage rack here. You've got a padded back, and then you've got the actual brackets with the quick disconnects here that slip over these right here when this is attached to the bike. So this is actually in 3 pieces. You have these 3 pieces here, and I've already attached those with the supplied hardware. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start working on these, getting these attached to the bike. I don't have instructions for these. I actually bought this second hand, so I'm going to just kind of dive into this and see if we can figure this out. I do know that on this we are going to have to remove these reflectors here on both sides, and these are just held on with some kind of, I don't know, factory adhesive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of start tearing into this thing. I'm actually going to remove the seat and the tail and the whole fender. I got to do some other projects on this thing anyway. I need to put the power commander on. I need to take the rear wheel off. So I'm going to go ahead and dive into this thing. So sit tight, guys. Okay, so the first thing we need to do here is there's a stud here on this side. This is a 13 millimeter. You got to remove this, and then on the other side, let me raise this up here. On the other side, right here, this is a 10 millimeter. So both these need to come off, and this whole rear seat can actually come off once that's done. So let me go ahead and take these off. Careful when you take this thing off, because there's a little washer on this side. Alright guys, to get this back fender off, there's a, what is this? There's a T6 hex bit bolt on each side. There's one here and there's one here, and then up underneath the ECU there's actually 2 13 millimeter bolts holding it on as well. So we're gonna go ahead and remove those. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the license plate light as well. That's just this wire here. It's a simple tab. It's just a tab you push down here and they come right out. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and mount these brackets up for these. So the orientation, so you can see how there's kind of like a round curvature here. So this is at the rear. The side with the slot has to go in the front because that's how the seat actually clips on and goes down and hooks onto here, and then the attachments hook back here. But this is how you want it oriented. So the bolts actually go into the inside of the fender, and mount. I'm going to loosely run these on. So when you're doing these, make sure you do them by hand, just loosely. I know I saw another guy mention that he couldn't get these lined up. I mean, these are lined up great. I don't have any issues here. Both of them fit the holes just right. On this rear fender here, there are 2 reflectors. And these things literally, I was thinking I needed to get a heat gun, but you can like literally just, well, they literally just by hand, you can peel them off here. just like that, on both sides. Just like that. Guys, so I loosely, I need to do some other things with the fender off, so I'm not going to put it on it, but I loosely just kind of set the fender on there, and you can see how it fits. It fits perfect, so it really fits the contour of the rear fender really nicely when they're gone there. And let me show you. So all you do to put it on is you hook it on these front posts here. So they've got spring-loaded, this is really nice. They've got spring-loaded tabs here. So that when you release it with your thumb, you just pull back on it, the whole thing lifts up like just like that. Man, that is nice. Very well made piece. It really fits the bracketry. I feel like really fits the VRod well. I'll get some better pictures of it when I got the fender fully installed, when I got the seat back on. Believe it or not, a big reason that I do love this bike is because I think it's good for riding two up. My wife loves to ride with me. Her whole family rides, so we really enjoy riding this thing. I know a lot of guys say, you know, these things aren't comfortable, but I think, yeah, if you've got like a road glide or a street glide or something like that, I'm sure it's more comfortable. But I came from sport bikes, so to me, this is a huge upgrade for me in comfort, and especially for a passenger where the rear seat on my R1 was just basically non-existent. So this is a huge upgrade for that. So, but shout out to these guys for making a really nice seat. Do a quick walk around here. So there you have it, guys. Sorry about the camera work, but guys, I'll put the link of the seat in the description below. Give me a like if you guys can, if you don't mind, and subscribe. I've got several more projects lined up for this thing, so if you guys are interested in more VRod content, stay tuned. Thanks, guys.